Hey everybody, welcome back to another Bad Batch review. Today is episode 9, I believe we're on, which is firmly past the halfway point, although it was last week too, I guess. We are on the Harbinger. And this episode, spoiler alert, has the return of Saj Ventress, who was last seen in Dark Disciple. Is that it? I don't think she was in season 7 of the Clone Wars, so she was in Dark Disciple, yeah, which took place before season 7, so that's why. Which is a book that explores her kind of becoming more like a Jedi and going away from her Sith roots and her Separatist roots. Now, here's the issue: she dies in that book. This definitely takes place after that book. How is she back? They don't explain it. So I have to dock at a point. It's the only point I'm going to dock from this episode. I gave it a 9 out of 10. I'm going to dock a point for that. They did say that Star Wars said that they would explore her storytelling in future installments of future things. It could be books, could be novels. That's the same thing. Comic books, maybe a game. I don't know. Venture's game would kind of go hard now. But I did love this episode, and it really would have been almost perfect if it wasn't for that very key detail. Omega's definitely force sensitive. They point to it numerous times. Ventress is clearly lying when she says that Omega's not. Omega goes through all these tests. She only fails one of them, and honestly, it's a test that would take numerous trainings. What I'm confused about is why they don't have the test that would just like get your blood sample from Phantom Menace. I guess it's supposedly going to show us. It could show us why like everything's so technologically not advanced anymore. Maybe the Empire kind of reset a lot of things, but I'm wondering why we don't just have that. That was a very easy. It was like a thermometer, kind of, but it was like a blood test. It was that quick. It was that rapid. So was that ineffective, or did they just stop doing that? Because why wouldn't Asajj just have one of those and be like, yeah, I'll just test. I'll just figure out if you have midichlorians. You know. And I think part of it's also that midichlorians are not the only thing that makes someone force sensitive, but it's a huge part of it. You know. The clones fight Ventress because they learned that she's a separatist um, assassin, or at least was. That was a really cool fight sequence. It's also just telling at this point that, like, at this point, Crosshair is the full respect of these clones. He is one of them once again, and I think that's why we're gonna shift from Crosshair getting redemption to maybe Asajj. But she also kind of leaves abruptly at the end of the episode, so I don't even know if we're gonna get that. Um, Omega continues to find the light in people. Asajj was kind of just chilling after they all fought her, and then she was like, you know what, I'm gonna give you a chance. And so she goes in the final test. She's like, I can't do this. I can't summon the force the way you can. I don't think you can either. And then Sasha ends up doing just that, summoning force. And it was a really, really cool sequence. Really just so neat to see. And then we have this huge creature that comes out and tries to attack Asajj and Omega. And this is the biggest difference between Asajj in the Clone Wars and Asajj now. She goes up to the creature, uses the force to calm it down, and then doesn't kill it. She just lets it be. Which I think is a really cool symbol for everything that she's gone through in her life to now get to this point. Finally, some sort of redemption for Asajj, which is great. And again, at the end of the episode, Asajj kind of says, "Nah, I don't think you're force sensitive," and then the clones say, "You're definitely lying," and then she says, "About what?" And I think that she's lying about Omega being force sensitive. I think Omega is. I just don't think she is trained. I mean, that's like saying Luke isn't properly, or Luke didn't have midichlorians in him, and he wasn't a Jedi because he said it was impossible when Yoda first started teaching him. Nothing's impossible, but you need training in order to really harness the force at all. Um, like I said, I'm going to give this episode a 9. The season as a whole, if you average out all the episodes that I've given so far, it's a 7.7 out of 10. So we're starting to head in a positive direction. Um, I was a little scared that this season was going to get really stale, but this episode has me convinced that we're going to be fine. That even if maybe not every episode's going to hit, it's going to be a very good season overall. It could get to an 8 out of 10, maybe even a little bit higher. We'll see. But that's all I have for you guys. Make sure to subscribe. I recently rebranded. I'm wearing an X-Men shirt. I promise that I'll get reviews up for 97 at some point, and I will review them by episode of when they release. So the first two I'll review in one episode and stuff. They'll probably just be uploaded more frequently to sort of catch up with the release, with the finale release, or if that's already been released, to kind of just catch up on Marvel content in general. But they're not going to be released obviously when they come out because I've already missed 2 weeks. I'm still binging the original show, so that's kind of where I'm at. But I hope y'all enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe. That's all I have for you. Love you all. Peace.